York's classic rock, Q1043.
And David Cross is with us in the studio.
Yep.
And I just don't know where to begin.
So much.
Mr. Cross.
Okay.
You're an Emmy winner, and you're a Grammy nominee. And
Grammy loser. You can say Grammy loser.
Well, Grammy nominee twice.
Yeah.
Right.
Lost.
But
Nobody ever says they're a Grammy loser.
I do. I'm trying to bring it back.
Wow.
They give you a plaque or something, right? You don't get the Grammy, but you get a certificate or a plaque or something.
You get 20% off a Cold Stone Creamery, which I don't think is around. I think it went out of business, but I still have the coupons. You get, I mean, it says, two-time, well, for me, it's two-time Grammy loser, and it says, has my name and an old headshot, and then it says entitled to 20% off one double scoop Cold Stone Creamery product within the I think Maryland and Delaware. It's not good anywhere else. And then but that also doesn't include any of the mix-ins, which Cold Stone Creamery was
known for.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's one of those, is it a blessing or curse?
Okay, so Emmy winner, so Grammy loser twice.
Yeah.
Actor, acclaimed as a dramatic actor, voice actor in animated projects. Mm-hmm. Independent filmmaker. Mm-hmm. You've got a podcast where you
That's the least impressive thing.
But that would be because then you're the host. You're conversing
Yes.
with people.
Yes.
Successful author.
Okay.
Stand up.
Sure.
Comedy specials.
Yeah.
With the coolest titles.
Oh, thank you.
This one, the new one that kicks off next month. 50 Cities, by the way.
Oh, that's just the beginning. It'll be more than that.
Is called The End of the Beginning of the End.
Yeah.
And you've had other cool titles through the years, too.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, they are not easy to come by because, and this happens literally every single time, I am trying to think of a title, and my ideas fall into one of two categories, either way too pretentious or way too goofy, silly, punny. And it takes me a while to come up with something that's kind of in between the two.
Well, looking into the past, there's David Cross, I'm from the Future. I think that was good.
That's a good title, yeah. And that's they're all things that lines that occur within the show.
Mm-hmm. And you had Worst Daddy in the World.
Yep.
Oh, come on. That was good.
That was a good one.
That was good.
Yeah.
I mean, really, think about if just the title alone can tell you that you're going to have an enjoyable experience, doesn't it?
How do you know when you've hit it? Because it sounds like you really, really think about this.
I hit it because it doesn't make me feel the way the others make me feel. Like I had one, I wanted to call one, I think 3 tours ago, School for the Deaf. But that just sounded a little pretentious, like in the sense that, or we're all deaf, we're not. It just was annoyingly too. I was trying too hard, and then I come up with dumb ones that are just puns, and I think the silliest title was probably Bigger and Blacker, which I did after Chris Rock did Bigger and Blacker, and then I happened to go, the tour was scheduled like right after his special came out, so I just called it Bigger and Blacker, which is difficult to say.
Blackerer,
yeah.
Right? Blackerer.
Yeah, but I've tried to take it from the idea, something that is within the body of the show.
Right.
So in the midst of this 50 City Plus tour, David Cross, The End of the Beginning of the End, there will be another show, and that'll be in Central Park, August 8th at the Summer Stage, called David Cross and His Super Pals.
Yep. That'll be me, my show, but also with a lot of many, many special guests. I'm just lining up a bunch of people. I'm sure some people will flake or cancel. That's the nature of it, but I've got a lot of friends lined up. Superstars.
Like whom?
You got Bob Odenkirk, Sarah
Love
Silverman,
him.
yeah, Fred Armisen, Sean Patton, Shane Torres.
You're friends with all those people?
They're not friends with me. Yeah, they're. I like to consider them friends, but I think they would have a different idea about things.
Well, all of those people are that you just mentioned are
Maybe H. John Benjamin, if he can, if he's not in L.A. Again, a lot of I just throw a bunch of people up there, and then I'm sure somebody, if not more than one, will not be able to do it.
Well, I'm just thinking that they must really be your friends because you just mentioned the names of a lot of people who are really busy,
Yes.
who really do a lot, and you'll have them all together on August 8th in Central Park.
Yeah, and I still have to figure out what song we're going to sing at the end of the show. Old Lang Syne, maybe?
We Are the World.
I don't know if I can get the rights to that one.
It's the big anniversary. Isn't there a big documentary out about We Are the World?
Is it this year?
Yeah. Yeah, it was
We did this. We were very involved
It was
with We Are the World.
1984.
Then
Yeah.
you're definitely not getting it.
Yeah.
No, we're
getting
not.
it.
No, you're not getting it. No.
Yeah, that's
You're
not
not
going to
doing
work.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, and then there's...
Well,
and
why
then-
don't I do the original? The Do They Know It's Christmas? That's what
Oh,
started the whole thing.
Yeah, I know.
And he hates that song.
Bob
He
Geldof.
hates it.
Well, so do I.
You do?
I don't care for it.
Oh, I
don't
love
care
it.
for. I don't like We Are the World. I like Do They Know It's Christmas?
Well,
but-
Bob Geldof wrote
Do
that
they
song.
know it's Christmas?
Yes.
And he
He's
told...
hates it.
Sir Bob Geldof.
Yes,
Yeah,
if
sir.
you please.
Yes, he told us that he cringes every time
Yeah.
he hears it.
He thinks it's awful.
I think it would be something to be very proud of, a song that everybody in the world knows, and it makes people,
Yeah, and look, it cured poverty in Ethiopia.
well, it actually did help.
It did
didn't cure it,
help,
but
yeah.
it did help.
I'm sure it did for
It,
some.
it did help for
Who's that guy?
some period of time.
Where's that one?
And then, well, in 2005, he did Live 8, too, which also helped. But it's a difficult situation. That being said, there's the Umbrella Academy.
Yes, that is another thing.
And that's also on August 8th. You see, on August 8th,
It's a big day for me.
the fourth and final season of the Umbrella Academy, which David stars in.
Well, I would not say star, but I participate in. Jim?
I say star.
Okay, that's. I think that's a little misleading. I don't want, but yes, and it's not fair to the actual stars who put in all the time, whereas I just waltz in as a special guest, and obviously my contract, I have to helicopter in and out, and there's that kind of thing, and my tushy can never touch anything that's hard. I have certain things that seem diva-ish, but I'm not the star of the show.
But those other people aren't here. You are. So
Right, that's why I'm speaking up for them.
Make sure on August 8th you see David Cross as he stars in the Netflix.
I'm not
series.
starring in it.
Okay, but it's the fourth and final season.
It's an ensemble. There is no star.
I understand. It's the same night that
Well,
you're
Jim,
gonna...
you don't seem like you understand.
He's trying to tell you.
So on the same night that David stars in the Umbrella Academy, he's going to be on stage in Central Park,
And it's not even a 2 for Tuesday.
and he's not even going to be able to turn on the TV and see himself.
What if I get I spend all the money on the production on getting a big screen, and I just play it in the background while I'm doing stand-up?
That would be pretty cool,
Yeah.
wouldn't it? But you probably couldn't get the rights to that.
There you go.
Yeah.
He's got a Netflix account, I'm sure.
Probably would cost
Right.
too much.
All I need is the account. Yeah.
He's got an inflatable screen and
And
a
you know
Roku.
what? I'll get the. I'll figure out how to get the dubbed like Spanish version, so I don't. It's not even my voice.
wow.
Yeah.
Have you seen those?
Not for Umbrella Academy, but I've seen stuff I've done. Like I've been traveling, internationally, and I've seen plenty of times. The one I see the most is Tobias from Arrested Development, and then you hear the voice actor, and I don't speak Italian or Spanish or whatever the language may be, but the character is always, and I mean 100% of the time I've seen it, always like,
Easy, a little bit, you know, a little bit.
It's always whether it's whatever language it is.
Easy, it's easy. How many tomatoes?
David Cross is with us. This is the shameless plugging segment.
Okay, I thought we did that, but all right.
No,
Let's
we
do
were
some
just
more.
trying to talk about all the amazing things that you do.
I'm very special.
It's hard to figure out how to have a conversation. You know, we knew you were coming, and I was just doing what we usually do
I
to
see
find
the printouts all day. I mean, you got
to find out what's going on, and there's just. I was saying to Shelley earlier this morning, said I don't know what to talk to this guy about because he does so much.
He actually said that.
what I'd like to talk about is my and nobody's really. I don't think it's recognized properly or as much as it should be, but I'm the voice, the singer of the 1-800 Cars for Kids. That's me. That's me, and I don't appreciate you laughing.
I don't know if you want to tell people that.
A jingle which our friend has just enjoyed so much just moments ago.
He got the Venmo payment right away.
By the way, can you sing too?
1-800 for Kids.
No, I mean
Donate
you're
your
just
car today.
you're such a multifaceted talent. It had to start with some sort of dream when you wanted to be some specific thing, and then it grew from there. So,
Yeah,
what was it that you initially?
When I was a
were looking
kid, I
for?
really gravitated towards comedy, and I didn't have a very good childhood, and you know, and I was in a place I couldn't stand, and I wanted to get away from, and you know, when you're in I was the weirdo kid in school all the time. I was picked on a lot, and you know, you find your friends, your like-minded friends, whether you get into metal or Dungeons and Dragons or comedy nerds, and I was a comedy nerd, and so were my friends, and I think early on, really pretty early on, I knew I wanted to do something that was in comedy in that world, and then eventually it was stand-up and
Well,
all the other stuff.
when did you learn that you were good at it? When did you have the confidence to go out there?
Yeah. October 11th, it was around 4 o'clock. This would have been 1975.
Okay.
Yeah, it was between, I don't, because who can really know what time it is, but it was like between 4 and 4:15 in the afternoon.
Really, it was that late.
It was that late, yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, the sun starts going down a little earlier once you get...
Well, mine was February 11th, 1967. That was a Saturday.
And what was the thing? What was the epiphany? What happened?
Speaking into one of these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't break it.
Was it plugged in or what?
Oh, yeah, well, on the radio.
Yeah. And that's when you knew you wanted to be on the radio, was when
The
you...
first
minute
time
you
I
were
was on the radio was when I knew this
Hey,
must
I
never...
like talking into this thing.
must never end. You know, and that must be the experience that any performer has when they have that moment when they say, yeah, I can do this. This is it.
Well, I didn't know that. For me, it was specifically with stand-up. I had started going to the comedy club that was. I grew up in Atlanta, and the comedy club there, the bigger one, was the Punchline in Sandy Springs, which is a little up Roswell Road, a little suburb. Now it's all part of the city, but. And I went to a couple open mics before I got the courage to sign up, and the locals that were kind of known were just terrible. I mean, really, like, just corny jokes, trite, dumb, boring. Like, there's no point of view except for making the audience kind of go, you know, it was a lot of, like, Southern stuff, too. And I had it instilled, you know, I don't know if it created it or if it fed into it but it instilled I'm funnier than that. I'm at least more unique. I guess you can't be more unique. You're either unique or not, but you know what I mean? Like, I can eventually, when I find my voice, I will be better than this person who literally, there was a guy who brought up a toilet bowl seat,
Yeah.
and put it on the chair, and then did different like his main bit was like the way different people.
Poop?
Yeah.
Wow,
I don't
that's
know
an
what
act.
language we're allowed to use.
Yeah, took me a second too. I don't
Well,
know.
what was the era of your teenagehood?
That's a very diplomatic way of asking me my age. What was the era of your teenagehood?
I'm just trying.
Well,
I'm
Jim,
just trying to find out if you were a teenager in
The Mets had
I'm
won
ju-
the pennant.
I'm just trying to find out if you were a teenager in 1977.
Yeah, I was. That was my first teenage year. I was 13. Yeah.
Okay, because Shelley
Why did you just
Sunstein.
ask me when I got bar mitzvahed?
Because Shelley Sunstein was on the air on Z93 in
was.
Atlanta.
I lived in
kidding.
Atlanta.
Then, and I
you
was
were that. See, I told you I knew you. I told you
I was the
knew
13-year-old.
you.
Yeah.
And I was,
Yes.
and I was just trying, and that was the station that the teenagers listened to.
Well, there was. Oh gosh, there was
Quixie?
96
There was
Rock.
Quixie, yeah.
There was Z93 was
Yeah.
like the more top 40.
Right, right.
And then there was 94Q. Was that it? And there was 96
think
Rock
so.
was like the harder. You'd hear Deep Purple or Led Zeppelin on that
It's
one.
just when I met Shelley when she came up here to New York in 1977, she was saying, "Oh, I had such a great time in Atlanta."
I did have a good time in
You know,
Atlanta.
nice Jewish girl from Philadelphia, and she had a good time in it.
I'm glad.
I was shocked there were so many Jews in Atlanta.
Yeah, they tried their best to get rid of them a couple decades prior, but it just didn't take.
And eventually there was a minion.
You know, I've learned so much history in this interview.
David Cross will be on the stage in Central Park Summer Stage, August 8th. David Cross and his super pals. You get those tickets through the Summer Stage website.
And here's a link on his own website as well.
Yes.
Yeah, officialdavidcross.com. That'll have all the dates for the tour and Summer Stage and anything else I believe.
And the current TV special is
Umbrella Academy.
no,
No.
that's the series.
The current one
That's
is
the one that started.
Worst Daddy in the World. That was from the last tour. That's a good set. That is another soon to be Grammy losing fantastic.
Well,
snap.
you're about the coolest Grammy loser that we've ever had on the air with us here at Q104.3, and we thank you so much
Absolutely
for
my
hanging out
pleasure.
with us.
Yeah.
OfficialDavidCross.com. Check it out. The news.
New York's classic rock. Q1043.